The way that man looks at Kevin throughout the entire film, I'm pretty sure there is a little bit of truth to that. That man has seen some shit.
The most intense stares ever.
Literally, like Kevin's buying a toothbrush and the guy's just like, well, bam.
Yeah, that. Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of the No Thumbs Up podcast.
Holy, we're on double digits already.
Yeah.
Oh, what the
geez,
fuck?
Yeah, all the good times we've had together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, with our good pal Marcel, who's been here for every episode. Go and watch it right now. Click the link in the top corner. Joel.
The No Thumbs Up podcast, where down is up and thumbs are down. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at Home Alone, 1990, a movie about why Macaulay Culkin has trust issues. But first, let me introduce some beautiful people. Along with me today are my co-host, Detrimental Dayne himself, Jinkin Josh, Neutered Noah. This is what I was telling you.
Wait, which one was mine?
Neutered.
Neutered.
I don't know this one.
I'm a fucking eunuch now.
I'm just going to say, and massive Marcel, and of course, Spaghetti Joe.
Spaghetti Joe.
My name is Joel, and I'll be your plotsman for today. So please sit down, get comfortable, and hit that motherfucking like button, or your family will also leave for Christmas, and you'll be all alone and sad. If you like what we're doing here, then that's good.
That's
Thanks.
good.
Don't forget to leave an actual thumbs up on
That's
this
enough.
video and hit that subscribe button if you
We're just
want
happy
more
you enjoyed it.
podcasts like this one. Also, don't forget to hit that motherfucking button to get notified whenever we post a new video. The bell button, that is.
Ding. Ding, ding,
How's
ding,
your
ding.
guys' day doing? Except Joe. Fuck. Nobody cares how he's doing.
That's right.
Fuck Joe.
What's your guys' experience with Home Alone going in?
I never really
every
saw it.
goddamn Christmas.
Yeah, no, this
was
is your
gonna say,
first time
like, at
watching
least
Home
once.
Alone, isn't it?
Yeah.
What
the hell?
You've
Yeah.
never seen Home Alone? That's
No,
crazy.
Yeah.
I've watched like clips of it from like growing up randomly at like school, and, like YouTube videos and people talking about clips of it, but I've never seen
Your
it.
favorite part was the spider, though, right? You love that guy.
You're watching. I was freaking. I was physically revolting every time I saw it. Man. Ugh.
Yeah, this is like my Christmas movie. Like,
Yeah,
just,
a timeless classic.
yeah.
One would say.
I always grew up like more with the second one, so it's kind of refreshing because I've seen the second one every year since I've been a kid. But like the first one I never watched because I'm like, oh, the second one's it's the same movie just in New York, right?
Yeah.
So
It's like I honestly can't
And with
pick
Donald Trump.
and with Donald Trump, yeah. Really,
I
what
had the
soared
best
him to
Christmas.
stardom?
Yeah.
I
Ask
think like
anyone.
that's the reason he got elected, right? Was just because of his role in Home Alone 2.
I feel like that played a bigger part of it than we realized.
Oh yeah.
that got him his like apprentice show.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if that came first or after. But
So it was way before. Or no, it might have been around the same time actually.
Home Alone 2
Apprentice.
really just made Donald Trump.
it
let's
really
be
is a
honest.
weird cameo, but
Yeah. Like,
2004. So,
oh, so
first episode
no.
was 2004.
So definitely not. That's why, you know, Macaulay Culkin is the reason Donald Trump became president.
Wow.
Welcome to 2020, folks.
What an
so
epiphany.
a bit to preface about this movie before we get into it. Like I said, it was released in 1990. It was directed by Chris Columbus, not to be confused with
Chris
Christopher
Kringle.
Columbus.
Yeah. In 1990, Christopher Columbus made Home Alone.
Alone. Shortly after discovering America. He was like, look at this beautiful country. Now I make movie about small boy who kills two men.
I don't know why he's.
Christopher Columba Russian or something.
If we had to give him an accent.
This is nothing like Motherland. What?
It had a budget of $15 million and a box office of, God, is this correct? Wait,
477 million. Joel.
Yeah.
Whoa.
406,684,675.
No wonder they had 4 sequels.
Also- the
Yeah.
highest
They milked
grossing
that
movie
baby.
of 1990.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's what
Maybe that's a
Wikipedia
shit ton
told
of
me.
money. Yeah,
That
up
is a lot
until
of
The
money.
Hangover Part 2 apparently beat it.
In
next,
in
which-
1990.
Wait, actually?
yeah.
Oh, that's nuts. We
It's a
saw that
lot of
together,
money.
didn't we, Joe?
Part 2? Fuck, maybe.
Yeah, we saw that with my mother.
Fuck if I remember that, but yeah.
Okay. Well, unless you guys have anything to say about the movie, we'll just get into the plot then.
It's basically the prelude of Saw.
There is an object behind you that
Saw?
we have to get into first, Joel.
The fucking sick wolves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, my grandma got me. So this is our wheel for this week. We're going with Christmas movies. One more time, I think we're gonna do, because I guess Christmas is only 13 days away. Damn.
12.
13, yeah, I was gonna say.
I'll start
Well,
with.
The 26th? What? Alright, sorry.
Oh well, I mean it's 12/13, so I kind of mixed up.
Oh, yeah, the 13th month of the 12th day, I get that.
Yeah. Exactly.
The lead year.
My movie the night before, Dayne's movie. Oh wait, I guess I'll say it's, Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It was Dayne's movie last week.
It would have stroke.
Joel just-
Seth Rogen, Gordon-Levitt, Dayne's movie last week.
I can never remember the other guy's name. He's the Hawk guy from.
Oh, it's 'cause
Hawkeye?
he's black, isn't it, Joel? You racist.
Daddy's Home, Dayne's movie this week.
Daddy's home too.
John
sorry,
Cena?
to be specific.
John
With,
the Cena.
John the Cena. John the Ain't to be Cena.
I like how that's the first person we go to. He's like not even a main character. It's like Will Ferrell and like Mark Wahlberg.
You can't even see him.
But
Yeah, he's not even in the movie. He just appears on the credits.
Scrooge? Whose movie is that? Scrooge.
That's mine.
Oh.
It's just the Christmas
classic.
Carol, but with Bill Murray.
Such a good movie.
Black Christmas. That's Noah's.
Ooh. The first Canadian. Well, it's a Canadian horror film that involves. It's the first actual horror film that involved a POV shot from the killer.
We're gonna enjoy having Marcel here. So he's just gonna have all these tidbits.
He's
Honestly,
Marcel movie tidbits.
The hell?
I
I
mean,
love-
he's
I
been
love
here
that
the whole
movie.
time.
Lead him
He's
for
been
the
here.
horror movie.
Marcel
Ever
movie
since the
tidbit of the week.
Christmas Break-In. That's Joe's.
Yeah, apparently some weird precocious girl helps some robbers. I don't fucking know, but I hope it's garbage.
All right. So that is our wheel this week. Now we'll get into the plot. We start off Joe Pesci, policeman. So,
Hey.
well, I mean,
With the gold tooth.
yeah, the gold tooth, and he's at the McAllister house where it's just chaotic right now. There's just kids running around everywhere. It's like two full families in the one house, the McAllisters, and I don't know actually if the other families.
The
share-
Remember when
McAllisters,
you
I'm
can mix
assuming. I
households?
think it's his brother. I think it's McAllisters.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
You can mix up
yeah, two
households.
families in the one house, and they're preparing to go on a trip to Paris
Hi.
to go. I'm pretty sure it's like to go see some other family, but like, damn, like they say that the other guy pays for the flight, and like, damn, you're paying to fly that many people to Paris from Chicago.
Yo, and they
Rich
had that
bitch.
express like transport. They
Yeah,
had that
yeah, I was
front
gonna say, weren't they
door
on-
like
yeah,
They're in
Pick
first
up, man.
class, weren't they?
yeah. And
No,
the
the
parents
parents
were
were
in
in
fancy
first
coach,
class.
but all
Yeah.
4 of them were in first class. They're drinking their free champagne.
Free champagne.
It must have been cheaper though. It was the 90s. Maybe in the 90s it was only like, $200 round trip to Paris for like 18
It was
people.
also pre 9/11 too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very.
The least-
Let's secure. They got to their flight in 45 minutes. Post 9/11, no way that's happening.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like, we got
Honestly.
45 minutes to make it. Oh, we'll make it. Yeah, okay. When you're standing in line for 3 hours and you got to take
I
off
was
your
gonna say,
shoes
my
12
mom was
times.
like, "Whoa, we got 6 hours to the flight. Better hurry."
Yeah.
That's why we're waking up at 2 a.m. Our flight leaves at 10.
Yeah, honestly.
Classic.
Yeah, so this family's getting ready to have dinner. They have like this pizza guy shows up and he's got like 12 pizzas.
Mr. Rally Car Driver just fucking drifting into the into the thing.
It gets hit like
Driving
three
like
times.
you're driving Cyberpunk
Yeah.
2077.
Yeah,
The statue
Rolling
the
in like a
front
brick.
yard just keeps falling down.
yeah.
Kevin comes up to his mom. He's like, Uncle won't let me watch this movie. Yeah, nobody lets me do anything around here.
Why I'm a little bitch boy.
And then there's like kind of a funny joke where he's saying that he's like making ornaments with like his dad's fish hooks, which first off, not safe. He's like, oh, my new
And he's
fish
using
hooks.
a hot glue gun.
Yeah. He tells him, the mom's like trying to tell Kevin to pack his suitcase. And he's like, oh my God, I have to pack my own suitcase. Like, he's just like so freaked out by it. And so he's like looking for people to help him, and none of his brothers or sisters will help. And they are just like the fucking meanest
Honestly,
family.
worst family ever.
I mean, okay, to be honest though, Kevin's like, wow, I gotta pack my own suitcase with my
Yeah.
own clothes. I'm 10. Like,
But they're just like
Don't do
brutal. Like, they just
Yeah.
like, you
He's
are
what the
such
French
a
call it.
disease.
or what is it?
Les Inco.
Ain't called
Laissez
pickle.
compétent. I'm French and I inquiétant.
We see Buzz in his room with like his spider, and
Noah's favorite character in this entire movie.
Kevin comes in there, and they hear this man like, what's he doing? Shoveling or like putting salt on the road. The salt man.
This old man Marley.
He's just
wait,
being a grumpy
is that
old
the man?
bastard.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Shovel guy.
Yeah, shovel guy.
Hey, shovel guy.
I just wrote him in my
Knight.
notes as salt man
Shovel
every time.
It's a
I mean, to be
comboing
fair,
the
at the
snow.
end, there's not much difference.
Buzz is like telling Kevin this fake story about how like he
Whoa, bro! I don't know. There might be some truth to that. The way that man looks at Kevin throughout the entire film, I'm pretty sure there is a little bit of truth to that. That man has seen some shit.
The most intense stares ever.
Literally, like Kevin's buying a toothbrush, and the guy's just like, well, bam.
Yeah, that cut on his hand, by the way, like when
Yeah,
he
like,
slams
do you
his
think
hand
there
down,
ain't no truth to that?
The one
Blood
thing
leaking.
that was pointed out to me is he was buying Band-Aids, but like at the end of the movie, he doesn't have like any mark here or here, and in the movie we see it bleeding on both sides. So it's like, did
Yeah.
something go through his hand?
This man is crazy.
Hey man,
Yeah.
don't even
Yeah.
get me started about the TV dinner, bro. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
honestly,
you want
what?
to talk about continuity?
Yeah,
Like,
We'll get there.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Anyways, so
Ain't
Buzz is
having
telling
it.
him that this guy like kills people and puts them in like the salt thing that he carries around.
salt dissolves people, bro. Like chemistry 101. I got a 57 in that class, so I might not be the best guy to like confirm that, but I'm almost certain it does.
Pretty sure salt preserves people.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Scientist, nobody
Salt
asked you over
preserves.
there.
The pizza guy shows up at this point, and they bring it into the kitchen. I mean, there's like all these people passing by, and he's like, "Yo, like somebody owes me money." And finally, I think the dad comes down and
And then doesn't pay him. He just
No,
leaves.
he's just
he's
like,
kinda
yo, bro,
fucked off.
chill out a second. The cop's like, yo, can I talk to you? Like, I've talked to your kids, I've talked to your wife, no one's giving me a straight answer. Your brother
Nobody
just
lives
took
here.
the pizza and ran into the kitchen. I think he's suspicious of something, but like, can I talk to you? Like,
yeah, the cop's trying to get like all this information about like his house and if it's like prepared.
And the security
So-
they got.
he wants to make
Yeah.
sure it's safe, you know? He's a good guy.
In
Good
the
guy.
kitchen.
Good guy.
Kevin
the cop's
is
never this nice in real life.
Well, at the end, they take so long to get there that, like,
Yeah.
shows a little more accuracy.
Kevin is in the kitchen. He's like, "Yo, where's like the cheese pizza? Nobody saved me a slice." And Buzz is just like, "Oh,
Did anybody see a large cheese pizza?
where's my cheese?"
I want my cheese pizza. And Buzz is just a dick about it. He's just like, well, if you want some, someone's got to barf it up. Yo, Kevin, get the garbage.
Yeah,
The way he eats the pizza too, he's just
Yeah.
like doubling,
Such an
pushing it down his
asshole.
throat. He's like, "Whoa."
Dude, I bet you $20 he ate that full pizza just because, like, he was like, oh, you want to see Kevin spaz? Bro, check this out. Like, his cousin's in town. He's trying to big dick it a little bit. He's like, yo, you want to see my little cousin spaz out? I'm going to eat this full large cheese pizza. He's going to be nuts.
And then
Reminds me
shit
of
myself.
like Devin's basement on
He's
Saturday.
lactose
It was, like,
intolerant,
Trent.
too.
Yeah, fuck.
It's like,
We
Trent, I know
Trent,
you're
we love
watching.
you,
I
yeah.
remember when we ordered that pizza, and then like I just go to it and open it. It's like half gone. I'm like, where the fuck did it go? And then I see a bunch of slices on your leg sitting on the couch. You're just hoarding it.
The guy, pizza hoarder.
Kevin gets pissed at Buzz and like pushes him, and he like knocks over some drinks and stuff. Everybody
Some
just
milk.
freezes and just acts like it's the worst thing ever. And there's and
And they went
Look
hard
what
on
you
that.
did, Kevin.
Like,
Everyone
what you
hates you.
did
Yeah,
you
poor
little
little
jerk?
Poor little Kevin. He gets put on, like, a witch trial. It's just like...
Sean,
So we hate Kevin because he
Sean,
can't pack his suitcase. But now
Sean.
fuck Kevin because, or now we
Low-key,
love Kevin.
You see him
because of,
snap in that moment, though. That's the true moment that the Jigsaw Killer comes out in him, man. Like,
No.
I kid you not. Throughout the entire movie, you just see this kid slowly just turn into a sociopath.
He has the ingenuity to do
That
wants
was
to
the
hurt people.
moment.
too. It just pushed him over the edge.
Like if that wasn't a BB gun, if you just grabbed his dad's shotgun.
Yeah, just blown his head off.
Bye nutsack at the doggy
Wait,
door.
that's like- He
To
would've killed-
rewind,
he would've killed
a little bit.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say, just to rewind a little bit before he pushes Buzz, and then the whole kerfuffle goes on where he gets sent upstairs. Was my thumbs up moment of the episode. Actually, Noah's background right now. If you
Yeah.
just
Oh,
the
when the
little
kid gets
shit,
squished?
a little shit-eating grin that Fuller gives when he's when he's talking about peeing in the bed. He's
It's like a Pepsi commercial.
I'm gonna
It's
piss
a smile
on
on his
you.
face.
like, I've seen this movie every
It's a
year
Pepsi
around
commercial and a
Christmas,
Sheets commercial.
Whoa.
and that little shit-eating grin on his face kills me every time I see this.
And that kid,
Whoa!
who you might recognize as Wallace from Scott Pilgrim.
That's Wallace?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's one of the Culkin brothers as well. So
Yo, Loki, I just realized something. They definitely recreated
What
that
did?
one scene in the sequel with the tool chest because like he just gets squished and that's a joke. And in the sequel, like the two robbers get like Marv and Harry get squished by like the tool chest coming down the stairs. I don't know, but like that's the sound of a chair slamming across you.
Also,
Oh, yeah,
how would
I
you
remember
not
that.
realize when he gets when the adult backs up the chair, just mushes his face
Yeah,
into the chair?
yeah.
How would you not feel that when you get up? You're just crack kid's face just into the fucking wall.
I'm just saying that's where Kevin got the idea to do like the jigsaw trap in like the 5th movie where the wall squishes the guy. I'm just saying it's all connected.
There's a 5th one.
There are
yeah,
like
there's a-
8, 7.
Yeah, there's
7.
like
No, 8
Oh my
now
God.
because of the new
There's-
one. There's 8
yeah.
movies.
Is it 8 or 9?
There's
Well,
a
they're
new
making
one?
a 9th one. They're making the 9th one, but then
I
COVID.
thought this last one was supposed to be like the
No,
final.
but this one's Chris Rock as a detective trying to figure out who the jigsaw killer is.
okay, I'm gonna cut you guys off. Moving on, the mom is bringing Kevin upstairs, and she passes by Joe Pesci as Harry, dressed as a cop at this point, and he's interrogating her as well and saying all the same kind of things, and she just kind of brushes him off and goes upstairs. She's putting Kevin into like the attic and says he has to sleep up there.
No, Loki, that's a loft though. When he gets up
Oh,
there, it's
an
like a
attic.
full queen size bed to himself with
Their
like
house is massive.
no one around.
hardly a punishment.
Yeah.
No, like he's away from his entire family. She's even like, no, we'll put him somewhere else. And, like he got what he wanted. Like why is he being a whiny little brat about it? He
Does he
got
think
exactly
any
what he
pizza?
wanted.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to sleep with Fuller, who everybody says is just gonna piss his pants. And
I mean, I think he do. You saw that smile.
Yeah,
Dane's thumbs up
yeah.
moment had something to it. That smile was devious.
Yeah.
Like a piss
I don't
box,
think
though.
he's asleep when he does it. I think he looked
No.
pretty. He looked pretty excited to go to bed with Kevin there.
Everybody's evil in this movie.
she says that she's gonna like get him
Family
to
of
sleep somewhere
sociopaths.
else, and he's at this point saying like man, everybody in this family sucks. Like I wish I didn't have a family at all. and she's like, you know what, you'd be pretty sad if you woke up tomorrow morning and there was, like you didn't have family anymore. Foreshadowing. What? And yeah, so then he goes up there and goes to sleep without dinner, right?
Yeah,
It's
they
like a
didn't feed
weird
him.
old timey punishment. I feel.
Yeah,
like.
you get to go to bed
yeah.
hungry. Think
That
about
literally
it.
happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I
All
was
the
gonna say.
Like, if you don't eat this dinner,
Throwback.
you don't get any of it. Go to bed.
Go to
Like
sleep.
I was French. It was more like you finish your entire. We're gonna give you extra
was-
food.
Yeah.
You go to bed thinking you're gonna shit your pants in the night. That's what you get to go
Yeah.
to bed. Like,
My
Yeah,
parents would put
I-
on a timer on the microwave.
Appreciate
if I didn't
things.
finish my meal by like 10 minutes or something, I'd get grounded.
Oh,
What?
I was forced to sit at the table until I finished the whole meal.
I had
Yeah.
one person try to pull me that, and I sat at the table for 3 hours and didn't move. I beat that punishment.
I feel like that was at
Punishment.
Joseph's house.
No, yeah, probably
No.
actually. To be fair, your mom tried to pull that, and then but she wouldn't. You couldn't budge, Dana. You'd have to just sit there and eat everything. So you just try. You eating your spaghetti. You got like 3 bites left. You're like,
You're knocking out alpha.
can I
Joe.
go play video games with the guys now?
no spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
So Joe got his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
I ate all my spaghetti
So in the
every
middle,
time.
He's a
And
good
now
boy.
he's
He
the
ate his
leanest
spaghetti.
man, so she might have been onto something there. Like,
so in the middle of the night, there's a storm and it knocks out the power for a second, which makes all of the clocks reset to 12. So they're alarms.
oh, and it knocks out the phone lines.
Is that what knocks out the phone line? I
That's
guess that
what
makes
it's-
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never
'cause
put
when
that
they're
together.
leaving, the
Stone.
guy comes up. He's like, "Hey, your phone's not gonna work," and she just slams the door in his face. She's like, "All right." Like, little did she know that'd be an important detail later.
In the morning, I don't know if like an alarm goes off or what happens, but they wake up and she checks like her watch.
Isn't it like the people driving them to the airport knocking on the door that wakes them up?
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah. And yeah, they slept in. Everyone starts running around the house, getting ready and getting packed. And this is where my thumbs up character, the unsung hero Mitch Murphy, comes in.
Wait, he's got a name? I hated that kid.
Yeah, comes in. He's just fucking talking to the drivers, and he's like, we're going to Orlando. Well, first we're going to Missouri. He's like, you know the McAllisters are going to France. Do you know if it's cold there?
Yeah, he's like that kid that you
fucking
don't want to
annoying
talk
little
to that
shit.
comes up to you at like a family reunion. That's like, yeah, grandma, mom makes apple pies. They're pretty good. I ate an apple pie once. Did you know my favorite truck's a fire truck? It's pretty cool. Like they're just talking.
These vans get good gas mileage. How fast does this thing go? Does it have an automated transmission? Does it have 4-wheel drive?
He knows a
What-
fucking lot about
Yeah.
vehicles, you little shit.
Yeah.
What's your interest rate? Do you guys know if you get fleet pricing or like is a
Yeah,
little bit of salesman
he's
humor
the
for you.
unsung hero of it. He could have had his own movie, honestly. But yeah, so they're making this mad dash to the airport, and they like, even the sister like counts all the kids, but because Mitch Murphy is there, the count is off, and they forget Kevin up sleeping in the attic. And
Yo, they didn't give a fuck about Kevin. All right, that family deserves like the worst family of the year award because they didn't realize he was gone.
Thumbs down
Nobody
family of the
realized he
year.
was gone
How did they-
until the
well,
mom had a sentient moment.
you have
Well,
to
how did-
think they had 2 separate vans, so like even if they didn't see Kevin, it might have been like, oh, he's
Not
in the
one
other
of the
van.
fucking 12 or 11 siblings and 4 adults went, hey, shit, I haven't talked to Kevin in like 8 hours. I wonder how he's doing.
I mean, they're all in a rush at this point, and then like once they get on the plane, I don't know if their seats are together.
Remember when they like spilt all the milk or whatever, and it got on the passports, and they tossed his passport out? Like they didn't recount as they were drying them off, or didn't realize his was gone.
Nah, just fuck Kevin.
Yeah,
They
it's like, all right, we got all the
probably
kids that
wanted
Little
matters.
did we know Buzz actually found it and was just like,
Yeah.
this little shit's gonna learn a life lesson.
There is something about his plane ticket being gone, right?
Yeah, it gets tossed in the trash.
Yeah. And so when Kevin wakes up, he's just kind of like peeking his head out, exploring the house, and he's like, what the fuck? There's no one here. like puts
To be
like
fair, he goes like a good like 20 minutes without realizing anything. He like goes, takes his morning poop, comes out. He's like groggy. He's like gonna go turn on the TV and have his morning like. No, he's
series like bowl of
coffee.
cereal or whatever.
He doesn't have a morning hoot at that point, but he has like yeah, bowl of cereal, a glass of orange juice.
It's a different type of bowl he's got.
Yeah, he's got the early bowl.
Kevin just wakes up. Oh fuck.
His morning routine, Joel.
Yeah, he wakes up,
Yeah.
brushes his teeth, has a poop, smokes a bowl, goes downstairs.
I was gonna say when he does finally like kind of find that, hey, you know, there's nobody here. He goes and checks the garage and he's like, oh, the cars are still here. So
I made
They-
my family disappear.
yeah,
And you're gonna tell me that kid doesn't
Iconic.
become a serial killer? That smile
Yeah, he
that he
smiles right after.
cracks. That is like some Silence of the Lambs shit. I made my family disappear, Clarice.
and then I made my family disappear. No.
Hey.
He starts like partying alone. He's like jumping on the bed.
Eating popcorn, making a
Popcorn,
mess.
Woo.
At this point, I don't think he notices or he doesn't think that like he made his family disappear yet. He's just kind of like trying to make everybody come out. He like goes into Buzz's room, which is Marcel's thumbs up moment.
Oh yeah.
The-
So this kid creeps into his brother's room, going through his shit, pulls out a Playboy, and he's just like,
no clothes
there's
on
no clothes
anyone.
on any of them. Sickening. Pulls out some firecrackers, you know, gets excited, a little bit of foreshadowing, and then just pulls out a picture of just a behemoth. this 10-year-old kid goes, Buzz, your girlfriend. Whoa.
Woof.
That's the best insult I've ever heard, still to this day, 24 years old.
Actually,
Imagine being like the actor they had the picture for. Like, yeah, we're just gonna like.
Poor girl.
it's actually a dude dressed up as a chick.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I,
funny.
I saw it on my researching. It's actually a dude dressed up as a chick.
It'd be funny if it was like the guy, like the brother dressed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the gun in his room, which is like foreshadowing. I don't know if it's at this point he goes and does that thing where he like
Doesn't he
lines up-
take it
Yeah,
at
I
that
think
point?
He like
'Cause he
lines
shoots-
the action figures
yeah, he
up and
shoots
he
them.
Yeah.
holds the,
The best
dumbbell
I always
up
sound
like that.
design.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep
and
the
it goes
change.
down the laundry
No.
chute there. He's eating ice cream and watching Angels with Filthy Souls.
It's being
which
a little.
stars.
I thought that was
Johnny.
gonna be a porno when he put it on. Honestly,
No.
How are
I was
you
just
doing?
thinking,
Snake?
Christmas
Angels
themed.
with filthy holes.
Yeah, something.
Oh, God, no. That's bad.
I'll
one's
give you my
good.
change, you filthy animal. Oh, I don't have enough change to pay for
Oh,
the
yeah,
bus.
that's what this letter is.
Here's
It's
your
Merry
change.
Christmas, you filthy animal, which is what
Isn't
it
that from the
says.
sequel though?
Yeah, it's in the sequel.
Yeah.
And a Happy New Year. Yeah, the whole scene. We'll go through it because it comes up like 3 times. It's like
It's an important
Snakes
plot
comes
point
in.
later.
Yeah, and he's like, AC said I get 10%. And then Johnny's just like,
What are you talking about?
He ain't in charge no more.
Yeah.
About
he's
What you
dead.
talking about, bro? He ain't here no more. He may or may not be sleeping with the fishes, but I may not or may be at large to disclose this information.
Yeah.
That's
he's,
it.
That was
That's it.
Sorry.
That's what he says.
Oh, that
That's
was a bit and a
exactly
half,
like
yeah.
key for key. I've seen it like too many times.
Kevin at this point says, I'm eating junk and watching rubbish, which I always just find is a weird line.
Pretty
Uh,
funny.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I guess
Pretty
to finish
British.
With
Yeah.
this.
Oi, bruv, eating junk and watching rubbish, yeah.
Wait, he also says when he's in Buzz's room, he says, "You better come pound me," which I didn't like.
I noticed
I
that this
didn't like
time
that.
around when we were watching it. I kind of paused. I was like, wait.
This kid's been fucking
Are we sure we're not
abused.
like this
kinda
isn't in
sus.
Alabama, is it? This is like Boston, I think, right?
Boston.
Chicago.
Johnny says, get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property. I'm going to give you the count of 10. 1, 2, 10.
10.
Just the cheesiest
laughed, I just
fucking
laughed.
just black and white. The mom on the plane is thinking, "Oh, I just can't help this feeling that I'm forgetting something," and they're like trying to think of all the things that it could be, and then she's like, "Did we close the garage door?" And he's like, "Oh, that's it. That's what we forgot." She's like, "Oh, no, that couldn't be." Just pause for a second. Kevin! Classic.
The clip and then
Kevin! I like the one in the second movie where she's just like Kevin!
Just passes out because I think at
Oh,
that
yeah.
point she realizes there's no coming back from that. Not only did you forget your kid once, but twice.
On TikTok, she redid that scene like this year at some point, which was pretty good.
how old is she now?
I'm gonna say
Someone can
like
look it up, I don't know.
57.
So your
Uh,
40s.
at this
Or
point,
is that
or
a
s-
movie?
Or 63.
there's a scene here with Kevin sledding down the stairs and out the front door in like
Fucking
just
sick,
way too
yeah.
majestic of a fashion that just wouldn't work out.
I just want to say I tried that as a kid once. I got in a cardboard box and went down the stairs. Only the problem was the stairs took a 90-degree angle. So I went down the first flight of stairs and took an absolute header straight into the wall.
Do you think what's gonna happen? You're gonna like slide against the wall and do like a sig
Drift it.
90?
See you up on the wall.
I was like 5
Dayne
or
with his
6 or
e-brake.
something. I was thinking I was just gonna pull
Hey.
some cool ass shit, and then I'm pretty sure I hit a stud too, because
Let's be real,
there was
man.
no
You made
dent
it
in the
further
wall. I
than
just
I
like
did.
crack.
I took the like laundry basket down the stairs and I hit the
Yeah, I
first
did
step
that.
and the laundry basket didn't hold and I
No.
just went out of the basket. So
then
you
I-
made it a lot further than any other kid that tried it.
I think we were moving a couch into Marcel's house once, and like we couldn't get it down the stairs. So I think like either he or somebody else just like jumped onto it, just rode it down the stairs.
Jesus.
Shit, who was
It's
that?
I
don't
used to
remember
always
it.
go
I remember
face
that.
down in a sleeping bag and then ride that down the
I
stairs.
was gonna say sleeping bag. I used
Yeah,
to do
that's
a
good one.
That worked.
Or
though.
like a mattress that you aren't using.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Right.
skip ahead, there's like the
Well, we're not gonna talk about the trajectory that kid sets up as he's gonna fly down the
well,
stairs.
it's like
Yeah, he's clearly going right towards the wall.
Well,
yeah.
And then he's just like, whoa! Like, did he just like fucking like as he hit the bottom, just like slide and then keep going out the front door?
It
He's
was
got
like
plot
way
armor.
too just like
He's got plot
majestic.
armor, yeah.
There's like so many like weird cuts at this part just to like get past the fact that like you would not be able to make that.
And then he just gets up. He's like, whoa, that was wild. All right, I'm gonna go buy some groceries. Like, he just doesn't even give a shit.
Yeah.
Did it once. He's like, cool, I can scratch that off my bucket
Yeah, he
list.
just
All
gets up,
right,
he's like,
let's go do some
"Ugh."
laundry.
Dude matures at like an exponential rate. Like,
Yeah,
he
honestly.
didn't even want
Dude.
to pack his luggage, and now he's going getting groceries.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yelling at the furnace.
Shut up.
So we see Marv and Harry waiting in their vehicle, and Harry's explaining how like all these people in these houses have gone on vacation. They all have like timed lights, so he's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, watch this. This one's gonna turn off here." No, he's down.
Hey, mon ami, check this out. It's pretty cool. That one, 10:05.
They're all like 10 seconds apart though. It's like,
Yeah.
there's no way you
Yes.
have it down that.
No, that
Well-
close.
They park at like the McAllister house, and they're just like about ready to hit it, and
Hurry and hit the
They-
lick.
yeah, they're ready to hit a lick on that house, but they realize, somebody's home, and like, oh, well, I think Kevin hears them and like
Yeah.
presses.
He flicks on all the lights. He like panic. Just,
Goes and hides under the bed like a little baby, and
Dude.
eventually he realizes like, well, I mean, we go to like the airport where the mom and everyone has landed, and they're running down to the phones trying to like call Kevin. Everybody's like She
How
tells
awkward of
them
a
all to
conversation
like
would
call
that be?
everybody they know, and nobody gets
Yeah.
through to anybody.
Like,
Which,
hey, we kind of like forgot our kid at home. Could you just like, I don't know, take him over to your place, maybe feed him a bit? I don't know if he's eaten yet.
yeah,
It's been
it's
like
like
a
how
whole
did they
day.
get through to nobody?
Let's be
Yeah.
real. This kid couldn't pack his luggage. All right, so like, can you like, I don't know, give him some water, like put a bowl out,
They also
something.
just like rip the phone out of that lady's
Pull
hand
it
out.
when she.
Yeah.
Mid conversation, they're just like, I'm sorry, like she doesn't speak a lick of English, so it's basically just like, push her away from the phone and then hang up.
Classic Americans.
Honestly.
So Entitled. The
Classic Americans.
Tabarnak, c'est body batards, coles.
Kevin eventually realizes he's like, wait, I'm hiding like a wimp, and I can't be a wimp. I'm the man of the house. So he just goes out, and this is like, I feel like Joe says this all the time, but like we didn't
not
know
This
what
is
he was
my
anymore.
thumbs up moment. I'm not afraid anymore.
yeah. Like, I don't know, it just reminds me of like Jake and Joe playing League of Legends. Being like, I'm not
Yeah.
afraid of you anymore.
This reminds me of Jake, before
Yeah.
he like flash point blank stands up as Tarek.
As Tarek.
I'm not
Yeah.
afraid. Jake, no!
Great, Will Swift, can we talk about like the perfect depiction of like American cops, like just before that, when she like the mom like calls
yeah,
the
true.
cops and they're just like the lady picks up and she's like, oh, you want us to check on your kid? Okay, I'll pass you over to internal affairs. And just like
crisis.
yeah, and then the dude's just like eating a donut, getting it all over
Yeah,
the
it's like it's
phone.
on
and
the phone.
He's just like, you want us to check on him? And she's like, yeah, my kid's
Has he
alone. I
has he
forgot him."
ingested any poison?
I hope not. Like freaking her out.
Yeah, no, and
Passes
then
her
just
back
like
over.
he just like bangs the phone on the wall, and he was like, what did he say? He's like, crazy on two, switches it. It's like,
Yo, this kid lost her or this girl lost her kid. Can we like, I don't know, like just
Dude,
deal
shut
with
the
this
fuck
shit.
up.
and then like reluctantly, like she gets past, like she gets it passed back to her, and she's like, yeah, we'll send a cop to go like get your kid. So it's like clearly you understood what the
Yeah.
problem was, and you're just like, man, fuck this bitch.
Like literally, even this situation, the cop shows
On
up. He's just like,
Christmas? Who cares?
just doesn't say anything. Just starts banging on the door. Like, yeah,
He's like,
I would
oh, there's
answer
no one
it.
in there.
Yeah.
If it's a
Yeah,
kid, like
honestly.
you're not supposed to answer the door when your parents aren't home. And then he just like, yeah, there's no one home. I'm off at like 10 anyway. It's 10, 11. I'm going to grab a donut.
Who
Like,
cares about this kid, man?
Yeah, like
they didn't think they put an APB on it the other day, like the after that when they like steals a toothbrush, thinking like, hey, maybe like, might be the same kid.
the only part we missed was that like when he's like, I'm not afraid anymore, he immediately gets afraid by the salt man.
Yeah. And then runs upstairs like a
Yeah.
little bitch.
Yeah. Head down to the
take the
blankets
bed in the
this time. The mom is trying to get home, but there's no flights until Friday. So they're like, oh, well, you can just wait here and see if something opens up. She's like, okay, I guess I'll do that. So she stays at the airport and everybody else goes back to the hotel.
Man, deadass. The husband says like, he's just like, yeah, hope you don't get lost too, and then just like leaves. It's just like, oh, don't think about it. Leaves her.
They have a good moment where they like kiss goodbye and
You can just see the pain in her eyes. She's just like, don't think.
don't
about
leave
it.
me.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
We have the classic bathroom scene of Kevin the next morning just being like, I'm going to be an adult now. And he's like, well, I'm going to go out to the grocery store and get some milk, and I should be pretty good from then on. And then he's putting on the aftershave. We get the classic.
I didn't realize that till watching it. He does it twice in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. He
He
didn't learn
goes to
the
grab
first
a
time.
toothbrush, and then he like screams, and then like when he goes to get groceries, he does it again and screams again. It's like, why? He's a masochist, and that's what
Classic
leads to
Kevin.
Saw number 1 when he
Conspiracy
starts
theory.
like getting back in his like late 40s.
It's all coming together.
I'm just saying.
Conspiracy videos coming soon. So, Kevin needs some money before he goes out, so he goes to Buzz's room, and he knows where he's hiding the money, and climbs up his like
The money.
the
Buzz, where's my
shelves.
money?
Breaks all the shelves.
I was gonna say, how does all of every fucking shelf
He
break?
literally
Yeah.
breaks, He breaks it down from the top all the way down the middle.
Yeah,
You
so
almost have to like try to do that.
unless
Some
there's like
IKEA
a bowling
furniture, that's
ball on
probably
like the
why.
top shelf that's like just the thing that broke the camel's, or the straw that broke the the camel's back, just falling down.
The cram that
Didn't even
broke
get
the
it
camel,
right.
the cram back.
In this
Scrambled
process,
up
the
back.
tarantula is let out of its cage, and it's one of
Part freaked the fuck out of
those
me.
dominoes just knocking down. You know, this movie just sets it all up and it knocks it down.
Yeah, literally,
Uh,
like the tarantula's walking out, and all I hear is Noah going, no, no,
Yeah, he falls and the thing breaks, and he's reaching into like the.
It's just like a mouse, but like hairy and has 8 legs, and
Yeah,
like could
there's
kill
nothing
you.
wrong with it. It's just scary looking.
Nah,
nothing
he's
wrong.
a cute little bugger. He comes in handy later.
We see the wet bandits at one of the houses that they're trashing. That's not the McAllister house.
What a shitty thing to do on top of ransacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally
Like
just
all
like
around. I'm gonna drain their money. I'm gonna wreck all their stuff and their house. It's gonna be
If
like
they don't have home
unrepairable
insurance. Hold
It's also
on.
just
I'm
bad for the
wasting just
environment.
water,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in general.
They deserve everything that's coming.
Well, to be fair, they were gonna bite his fingers off, so I think like I think it kind of established they're really bad people.
Yeah.
They're kind of fucked up.
The wet bandits are sacking this house, and this
Sacking
answering machine goes
Ransacking.
off, and the answering machine is the McAllisters calling these people, but they're obviously not home. So they're like, oh yeah, so the McAllisters are gone. Kevin at the store at this point is going to buy a toothbrush, and he's like, is this like, I don't know, remember what he says. He's like, is this
Approved by the
FDA
American
approved?
Dental Association.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, the girl looks at him.
Dumbass kid. And then like, what is it? She's like, oh, like Harold, this guy wants to know if this is approved, and the dude just walks up and he's like, I don't know what.
Idiot, I make $6.79 an hour. I don't give a shit. Like,
Yeah. It's like the internet doesn't exist yet.
let me go restock the tampons, okay? Like,
Oh, but they are like, yeah, before he leaves, the old man comes up beside him, just like slams his hand down. I need these band-aids. It's like,
The Band-Aids.
and then just stares at him. He just eyes him down. Like Kevin looks up, and he's just like, bandits.
yeah. He gets scared.
Doesn't
Band-Aids.
say a word. Like Kevin's obviously terrified, backing up, and he.
Just seething to himself. So yeah,
Kid, you gotta pay for that toothbrush.
yeah, and he just like runs and books it. He's all spooked out. He like runs across the street through traffic and then slips on some ice, and eventually just walks home from there. Or the cops start.
Minor inconvenience.
He just walks out, slips on some ice, gets home, no problems whatsoever. He got the toothbrush. He went out on a mission and he got it.
He did. He stole a fucking toothbrush. What do you want me to say?
He did, technically. He's a piece of shit. Like, again,
Which just
Yeah.
proves that
now he's
better than the
stealing.
robbers.
This is just a slow descent to becoming the Jigsaw Killer. I'm sorry. This,
The only successful robbery of the movie.
Yeah, honestly.
So as
he's
he's
a
like,
better robber than the main villain.
What the hell, yeah.
he's kind of like mope walking home, and we see Marv and Harry in their vehicle, like arguing about, I don't even remember what, some stupid. And
Story.
they start pulling out of this driveway, and they like almost hit Kevin. Ah!
If I could give another thumbs up scene, it would be this one. This
Yeah.
It's like it looks like
That's
it was
honestly my
almost like
second.
shot in reverse, and then like just
Yeah.
yeah.
Added the sound in after.
And then they're just like, hey, kid, watch where you're going. You should look for traffic.
Yeah,
That was just the
Yeah.
third take. The first two, they actually just smacked
Yeah.
fucking Kevin in the face.
Like, maybe we should do this backwards.
Explains why, Macaulay Culkin
Yeah.
ended up the way he
Macaulay
was.
Culkin actually wasn't the first choice.
They
for
thought
this
it was
movie.
They went through like 4 kids, and finally they were like, let's do it in reverse.
Wait.
Like, hey, this kid is pretty good. We'll keep him around.
Yeah. So, as he's leaving, Harry to him is just like, "Hey, Merry Christmas!" And he sees the gold tooth, and he's like, "Oh, I remember that. That was the cop in the beginning." And he's like, uh-oh. Starts
It's like, I don't like how the kid looked at me. He looked at me funny.
He's like, yeah, let's stalk
follow
him in our
yeah,
van.
let's follow him. To be honest, that's what would get him in trouble. Out of
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
you're like trying to rob a house, they could get away with that scot clean. You follow a 10-year-old kid in a van.
You try to eat his
That's some
fingers.
PCS shit, yeah.
Oh,
He's all about them fingies. Maybe he wanted to eat them feet fingies. You know, it's about them toes.
He was gonna get there eventually.
Posies.
So
There's
Kevin
no way down.
obviously realizes, hey, these guys are following me, and starts running, and he hides in this nativity scene, the Jesus
Comes Joseph.
thing. He just like has a
Spaghetti
random, he
Joseph.
picks up a random green blanket, throws it over himself, and
Garlic
They-
bread Mary.
they lose him and drive
Meatball
away.
Jesus.
They're Kevin realizes like he needs to
I got
prove that there's people home at this house. So he sets up just like all these intricate contraptions. There's like a Michael Jordan standee on like a train.
Oh yeah,
He's
let me
like-
just grab my fucking Michael Jordan thing that I have in my closet. Like,
Yeah. He has like
kid's a fucking
strings
genius.
tied to all these things
He's just-
to make it look like people are moving. There's like
Just dancing.
He's got all the
Yeah.
mannequins from the basement, which
Yeah.
again is like set point for a serial killer.
actually, have you ever thought to think that
Thought to think.
Have you ever thought to think that the McAllisters have a lot of money?
They do.
And I guess what their occupations are supposed to be is the mom is a fashion designer, which is why the
I kind of figured
Whoa.
because they have a lot of fabric
Yeah.
and stuff around the house, and I was like, "There's mannequins in the
She got
basement. She
drip.
must have, that's why she's
A
such a
90s fashion
bitch, and a
designer,
terrible
Josh.
mother,
No
and
drip.
has like 12
Ripped
kids.
up at the start.
Yeah, and
Get the tucked in plaid
allegedly,
shirt and shit, the belt.
allegedly the dad is just a day trader, but I don't know what the.
Ooh, living off the wife's.
he
money.
on his
Living the
sugar mama
dream.
game.
yeah, honestly.
It's like manipulating his wife's company stocks.
That's why they got so many
Damn.
kids. By kid
Yeah.
3, he's like, "You can't leave me." Like
Oh.
kid 10, he's like, "You're stuck." Like I'm getting that milk money.
So the family in France at this time just looks like they're kind of having like a pretty shitty time, and there's the whole thing with like the uncle and like grabbing like the shrimp, and they're like, you're not supposed to eat that yet, and he's like, who wants shrimp, and just like offering it to everybody. He's just such like a shitty person, the uncle.
Yeah.
Like when they forget him at home,
I
Like-
forgot my reading glasses.
yeah, he's like, it makes you feel better. I forgot my reading glasses. They're just like,
No, that doesn't make it any better.
But that literally just shows how much like that uncle hates Kevin. Like
Yeah, it is.
This part Josh pointed out earlier, he orders a pizza, which the phone lines are
The
supposed to
phone
be out at
lines,
this
yeah.
point,
Yeah.
right?
just saying, he could have called the cops the
Yeah,
entire
he could've
time, but
called-
he's a
Yeah.
fucking psychopath.
Yeah. At this
Or
point, you should've called the cops.
well, I don't know. I guess if the phone lines came back up like on
They
the-
said it would take a couple days.
Yeah, so I guess if they came
Oh,
up
they
at
could
this
come back up,
point,
yeah.
after everybody had already tried to call them, and all
Because
the
that was
phone
that was a
lines were
day after, right?
Yeah.
That's
But
already
like they
announced.
wouldn't stop trying to call.
Yeah, you think they'll like just give up? Like, oh, we can't get through to the house. We might as well stop trying. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know damn well he's good. Like, they got all them kids on phone shift. Those parents are like having the time of their lives, but all the kids are
Yeah.
just calling the house and like everywhere they need to call like nonstop.
I'll be at the bar.
So
We're going to go get some wine and fine cheese. You kids keep calling home and stay in the shitty motel.
Kevin has just this uncanny ability to like stop and play VCR things.
Yes.
Yeah,
And like
for
in the
real.
second one, his little like recording device at just the perfect times to splice together these what is it, something angel, was it Angel's Holes, Dirty Holes?
Angels
Yeah.
with filthy holes or something.
Yeah. So, yeah, Reed does the whole thing where he's like, just leave it on the doorstep and get out of here. And then, like, he's like, oh, well, you're going to need to pay me the
You
money.
need to
How
pay.
much? And then, yeah, the classic keep the change, you filthy animal. And it's like 20 cents he gets. He's like, you
Yeah.
fucking sack of shit.
Nice tip.
Yeah.
Pizza
The-
guy out here making just minimum wage.
He's
and just
always
getting
on
shit
his
on by
grind.
kids.
He just like scars the pizza guy by like
Yeah,
he just like
shoot
plays
at
like
him.
the machine gun and like just like completely scar.
Like, do you think that like that pizza guy wouldn't call the cops? Like I just got shot at.
the guy probably showed up again, banged on the door 3 times, went, "No, that pizza guy's full of shit. I'm going home." Like,
no one's here.
He the mom at this point we see just like bribing people for like their tickets. She's like, I'll give you my ring, like the earrings, the
Yeah.
bracelet. I'll
suck
give
your
you
dick.
whatever
I
you
got
want."
these cheeseburgers, man.
Is that a Rolex?
Yeah. Is that a real Rolex?
Do you think it's real Rolex? No. He's like, but you can't tell the difference. She eventually is to these people. It's just like, I'm desperate, and I guess they give him to her, and she's like plane hopping just like closer and closer to Chicago.
Wait, where am I now?
Scranton.
It's great.
Yeah. But we see Kevin is missing his family. He's getting ready in the morning again. He does the second thing. He goes to go like get
Dumbass.
groceries. We see his mac and cheese that he will have later, and then will inevitably disappear.
Disappearing mac and cheese.
I love. This is like honestly one of my favorite scenes when he's just talking to the lady, and she's like, "These microwave dinners any good?" She's like, "I don't know." He's like, "I'll try it out." And then like the little army men, he's like, "For the kids."
For the kids.
And then she's like, "You shopping alone?" He's like, "I'm 8 years old. Why would I be shopping alone?" He's like, "Well, where's your mom?" It's like, "Waiting out in the vehicle." "Where's your dad?" "At work." "What about your brothers and sisters?" "I'm an only child." And then it's just like, "Well, where do you live?" "I can't tell you that."
Yeah.
"Why?" "Because you're a stranger." It's so good.
It's a really good scene, yeah.
He's like walking
Old
home,
Ginger.
and the bags just rip open, all this stuff falls out, and he's just like, "Fuck!" And then we just ran away from him. He's doing laundry in the basement, and the thing's Kevin. Just like, shut up.
Shut up.
He's grown up so much.
He's made so much progress. They grow up so fast. 3
Marvin.
days and he's already not scared of the basement anymore.
Marv and Harry are checking out the house in the daytime, and Marv goes to check the back door, and he hears the angels with filthy souls again, and
This
Use
time
the name.
accompanied with fireworks or
firecrackers. He
firecrackers.
just like puts in a pot and lights.
There you go.
Like what a
And-
fucking nut. Like,
Marv gets
who
to-
would think of that?
Right? He
Just a
gets
fucking psychopath.
super scared and
This
runs
is
back
fucking-
to Harry, and he's like, "Oh, I heard the name Snakes, and he's like, I've heard that name somewhere, and they're just like, well, shouldn't we wait and see who it is, like for when the cops come?
That's a
And-
good idea.
Yeah. So they do. They wait there, and this is when we see the mom in Scranton, and she's like just clamoring to the person, I need to get on a plane, I need to get on a plane, and the John Candy character,
The Boca King of the
The Boca
Northwest.
King.
Gus
He's the
Bolinsky.
king.
Where does he say he's big? He's like,
Sheboygan.
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 Oh,
In Chicago? No, Sheboygan. The Reagan Sheboygan.
Sheboygan, your mom.
It's like how he's like, yeah, sold 650 copies.
I know he goes on for so long of just like, oh yeah,
John Candy, the big
this
dick
song,
of-
this song. He's like, you know us, you know us.
You've heard of my
Yeah, all
polka
this like
band,
weird
right?
polka shit. Like
Yo, low-key, you know damn well he
No.
was definitely like hitting on her. Like he's
that's what I
he's
thought
the
was
poke-
kind of was like.
Yeah,
happening,
he's trying
yeah.
to slam, but then like this is the simp of all simps.
I
He's
don't
like,
get
yo,
that,
you
bro.
could just
Simp.
drive with us. Like, come on,
He
I'll
seems
take
like a pretty
you
just
home.
friendly dude.
He's just
No,
a
he is.
bro.
I can't talk shit about John Candy. He's a saint.
Yeah, so they're gonna give her a ride all the way back to Chicago, and he's like, sure, why not? It's Christmas, as long as you don't mind hanging with some polka bums. We go
I think
back.
as a woman, I would never just ride with 8 random dudes in a van somewhere.
But they play
Yeah.
some pretty good music.
Ever.
I think as soon as you see the tuba, you know you're safe.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like they play
Is it
music, but look
tuba?
at brand
Can't do
new.
anything.
Their lead singer was a pedophile.
I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny that.
I love when they're in the van though, and he just keeps like, "Come on, try it."
It's so
it."
gross. Try the clarinet.
Now, like when you get to play clarinets, right? Like you have to lather up the reed with your own spit and stuff. Like you don't.
For like 5
I
fucking
hate-
minutes.
Yeah.
I hate
This
how
is
when
before
Noah,
COVID.
I hate how when Noah
See, yeah, it's
blows,
just nasty ass spit.
when Noah blows smoke, it like
Yeah, it
stays
just-
within his
yeah.
outline. So we see
Fucking
Marv and
background.
Harry, and they're like sleeping in the van. They hear Kevin like come out, and they're like, "What?" And he's like chopping down the tree in their backyard to try and like make a Christmas tree in the house. And
We're
he's
getting
like,
fooled by a kindergartner.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
He's like decorating the tree, and he sees in the reflection of one of the Orbis ornaments that there's somebody behind him. And he's like, "Dad, you come help me with these?" And the kid, Joe Pesci, is just like, "Wait, he's home alone,
That's the name of the movie.
lost
Well,
in New
credits.
York."
it.
I want my family back.
Oh, my family back.
It's in a deep voice. That's all he says.
Yeah.
If they replace all of his dialogue with just "I want my family back," I'd be okay with that. Make for a much better movie.
They decide that they're gonna come back at 9:00, and Kevin overhears
10
them.
o'clock.
That was 9.
No, it's
9
9.
o'clock,
9.
bro.
It's 9
Yeah.
o'clock? Oh, fuck.
It's 10 o'clock Eastern time, but
Shit,
Yeah.
you're right. I'm on that like Eastern Mountain Time. That's my bad.
What if they just said that? Yeah, come back here at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
yeah, it's like,
Wait, I thought you meant Pacific Mountain Time. Like they show up at different times.
Yeah.
I've been here for 3 hours, bro. What are you doing?
Marv has a line at this point where he's like, "Yeah," he's like, "We shouldn't do this like with the kids still home," and he's like, "No, kids are scared," and he's like, "Yeah, kids are scared of the dark," and he's like, "You're scared of the dark,
Scared of
Marv."
the
Hey, low-key, the dark's scary, though, all right? You don't know what's in the dark. Tripping
They,
hazards.
I just pointed out at this point that in the polka van they're just playing Christmas tunes.
playing Deck the Halls.
Yeah.
awesome.
Kevin at this point goes to see Santa, the big night that he's preparing to get,
I think your
fucking
mic is
broken
still
into.
getting progressively quieter, Joel.
It's just better.
I think so.
No, that didn't get any better.
Here.
That just made it like boom a little bit when you breathed in.
Say something.
I feel like it just like auto adjusts.
And welcome to the new ASMR episode of No Thumbs
Blah,
Up.
blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh yeah, just good shit.
Blah,
You gotta do like the 360 Joe.
blah, blah,
Go
blah.
around. Make some little tongue
Is
noises.
this any
Go around
better?
to the other side.
Huh?
I don't remember which
ASMR
one
ear
does
cleaning.
all that shit, but
Is this any better?
sure.
So it sounds better.
It's not the same like I record from this mic, so it'll only be quieter for you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was wondering if you're doing the separate audio track. Then
Oh, yeah.
you're fine.
Polka, polka, polka.
The Boca King.
Yeah, so Kevin's going to go see Santa. He's getting in his she goes over there, and or Kevin walks up to where Santa's supposed to be, and the elf is kind of closing up. He's like, nice shoes. Where's Santa?
Hey, you got some nice shoes on your feet. Where's this Mr.
What
Claus?
are those? She says he's getting into his car. He goes over to see him. He's just got like this really, I don't know what, like, is it a Honda Civic?
It's a Honda, yeah. It's a shitty little Honda.
Yeah, so he's getting in there, and it's like this very like, just like schmuck Santa.
Hey, yo. He's
Smoking
got some rough
CDs.
times, man. Like, that
Yeah.
dude's going through a ton of shit. You can tell by, like, what he's driving, the
He's
look
got
on
his own story.
His wife's gone. You know that.
Like, what makes you think I'm not the real Santa? Puts beard back up.
And it's like, that's a cool choice to just have, like, you know, like the schmuck Santa. Like, you could have just had like the regular Santa and all that, but
You could have
It
made
was
it
Chicago.
yeah.
Could have made it magical, but like Home Alone's a little bit more like down to earth. They're like, yeah, nah, like this is how
Kevin-
Santa looks on the streets.
Kevin plays it straight with him, and he's like, "Listen, I know you're not Santa. I'm old enough to know how it works. You work for Santa, and you like give him all
You
the
got a direct
messages and stuff." Yeah, so he's like, you know, I just don't want any presents this year. All I want is my family back.
What with
Hold my
back?
family back.
One more fireman. There we go.
Which I think, Marcel, you pointed out earlier when watching this, Santa probably just thinks his kid's family just got like fucking
Yeah,
ripped.
the way he's like
I want my
describing it.
family back.
He's like, I want my brother, my
I
other
know,
brother,
is
my
he's an
sister,
orphan?
my
Like-
mom, my dad, and like the way he's describing it, the Santa's just like, what happened to
And if
them?
you have time, the uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had time.
I'll take
for
him
the
or
uncle,
leave him,
but if you
honestly.
have time, like, I guess we could come back.
Which I know earlier when he was buying the stuff at the store, he's like, "Oh, I can't tell you my address. You're a stranger." And he just straight up knows, like, "Oh, this isn't the real Santa, but I'm gonna straight up give him all my address. Do you want my phone number?"
My
My
family
postal
member, my
card.
blood type.
So the Santa is just like, yeah, no, I'll pass the message on. Which, like, you're promising a lot here, Santa. And he's like, I'm all out of candy canes, but I got here's some fucking Tic Tacs for you. Don't spoil
Really
your dinner."
empties out the 3 Tic Tacs. Because he
Yeah.
just gave him the cart with the,
container,
like
yeah.
the container. He's just like, here, put those in your pocket or something. I don't give a shit. Get out of here.
On his way back, Kevin goes into the church. He sees the salt guy comes and sits next to him, and he's like, "Oh, that's my granddaughter up there. She's about your age. Like, you know her." And they're talking about
No, but he's gonna get to.
Yeah, oh yeah. You see at the end when he's smiling and waving, you know dang well he's like, I'm gonna marry your granddaughter. Like,
he says, like, "You've been a good boy this year?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Really?" He's like, "No."
At least
he's like,
knows.
"I figured this is a place to be on Christmas Eve if you haven't been."
bad boy.
They have this talk where the salt guy reveals that he is afraid to, like, basically talk to his son because they got heated in this argument a while back, and he's like afraid to call him. He's like, "Oh, you're too old to be afraid." He's like, "Yeah, you're never old to be afraid." Did I say
Even
you're
those
never
guys-
old to be afraid? You're never too old to be afraid.
Never afraid when you're old.
He
That's my thumbs up moment. Very wholesome. Very good. Good
completely-
good life lesson.
They changed his character around
yes,
so
Joe's
much.
thumb.
Joe's thumb. I love
Get
it.
my thumb.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You get nothing.
Kevin convinces him he should call his son, and then the bells start ringing, and
Are
Kevin's
you
like,
listening?
"Gotta bounce." Yeah, I think that's
That was my thumbs up moment. We just like ran out of the church and like the Christmas music just picked up into some epic
yeah.
score and like different style, and I was
That
like,
is
"Oh, this is like
planned.
hype. This is pretty sick."
This movie did have some pretty hype music.
It did.
Yeah.
I really like that rendition. So I do thumbs up for that.
Every 10 seconds, but I love it every time. He rolls out his plan of just like how I'm gonna fuck these guys up, and
He drew up like a whole ass plan. Like that must
Here's
take him a
here's
minute.
my second point on how he's the Jigsaw killer. This one speaks for itself.
He's very
Yeah.
methodical in his ways.
after he gets like I'm not gonna go over all the things he sets up now because we'll go over them when they're being
That's
sprung.
the- yeah.
But after he gets everything set up, he goes and sits himself down at the table, and he's like, Bless this highly nutritious microwavable macaroni and cheese dinner and the people who put it on sale, which is like really cute.
I can see the pain in your face, Marcel.
The macaroni dinner's a goddamn lie.
He like doesn't even get to take a single bite. Where I was just damn, he did all this on an empty stomach.
Yeah, and he really just didn't look at the time.
Maybe
It's
the
like,
Hungry
it's
Man
almost
dinner
9
might have
o'clock.
filled him up beforehand.
I know. And he's like, oh man, I really got this big thing tonight. Like these people are literally gonna try and rob my house. I probably got time. Stop at the church, go out see Santa Claus, like
Make some mac and cheese,
clean the house,
Do some laundry.
yeah. The bell rings and he's like, oh shit, it's go time. He blows out the like candles he has lit and like grabs his gun. He's like, this is it, don't be scared now. He's just waiting at the back door with a gun. There's like the back door is the first place that Harry and Marv try to come into, which he just somehow knows, even though he pretty much left every door in the house unlocked. And so they like look through he puts his gun through the doggy door, just shoots Harry in the crotch. He starts freaking out, and
Testicular torsion.
Marv figures, oh, stick my head in the hole. He gets shot in the face, and oh my god, my head hurts.
She just like shot him in the eye. That would have been more effective.
Yeah.
Should have just straight up murdered the guy. I don't know what
Yeah.
he was thinking.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's
I
a
think
real
he
gun.
tried to like several times. Some of those traps are just like straight up set for killing. Like the one right behind you right now, just straight up lighting someone on fire.
At the end of the movie, he's so scared 'cause he's like, "How are these guys alive?" Like,
Yeah. These guys are
You
invincible.
gotta do the face, Joe. You gotta do the face.
So
wait. What's his face? Oh, yeah, okay. Wait, I gotta look this way. Yeah.
So Harry goes to the front door, Marv goes to like the side door, and they're all covered in ice, so Harry's having trouble getting up.
That shit
and-
froze fast.
Yeah.
Honestly, he like just put that water out there.
Damn, that shit froze.
That shit cold as a motherfucker.
Marv takes like a full header down like a
Yeah.
flight of stairs, too. Like
Like
Harry,
that's enough to stop me at this point. Like,
yeah, like he shouldn't get back up, and then he gets a crowbar to the nog right afterwards. Like,
Eventually, Marv gets through or realizes his door is just open, right? Yeah, he
Yeah,
tries to crowbar it and then like realizes it's just open. Harry at the front door like finally gets up to the top and grabs the doorknob, and it's like being like super heated from the other side. Like I don't know how he's fucking doing this, but he's like holding like this really hot thing on the other side, so he burns like the McAllister logo into his hand, which we see in the second movie is still there.
he made an enemy that day.
Yeah, he like gets hurt so much he like falls back down the stairs, and
Yeah, he slips on the ice again and just biffs it like an old man back down the stairs.
yeah. In the basement, Marv goes to like turn on the lights and just pulls this light switch, but it's actually just the laundry hatch, and the fucking
Iron.
That was pretty
Yeah.
troll. That was a good one.
iron falls down onto his face and just like
And doesn't
burns
kill him.
Just smokes him.
Yeah.
Yeah, his nose isn't even broken. It's just a good time.
Harry gets up the stairs again, and the front door just open. He goes in and it pulls this like, or no, that's the side door.
Yeah, no, he goes back to the back door, and then he opens the door, and he gets like,
Yeah, then he gets
The fire.
Yeah,
then he gets Joseph. And then he just like
Pain.
puts his head in the snow, comes back with a vengeance, and just boots the door open. Like he breached and cleared that bitch.
yeah. Marv in the basement is like at the stairs, and we have this slow pan, which I love. Instead of showing the whole thing, we just show that his shoe is already off, his sock is already off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like this part, it's like your parents would be fucking pissed if you just tarred up the
Tarred.
stairs. It's like you can't just get that shit off there.
No.
Not in the winter, especially. That shit's gonna be just on there.
Yeah.
What house just has tar in their basement?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
It's got some
It
tar.
was the
laying
90s. It was wild back then.
around. Yeah,
Never know when you
For
need
real.
some tar.
yeah. Put
Kevin
on top of your meatloaf.
Honey, can you go to the store? We're running low on tar.
Kevin also, on top of putting the tar on the stairs, has put exactly one nail, which Marv perfectly just thinks.
This is my thumbs down
Little-
moment.
Little do you
Yeah.
know that
Still makes me cringe every time I watch it.
Yeah.
Kevin
Because
McAllister
I've
gave
done this
Marv
twice.
tetanus.
Reminds me of in what's it called? A Quiet Place?
Oh,
That chick steps on the nail on the
Yeah.
Oh,
thing trying to
yeah.
go up.
the build up to in that movie, the build up to it is just so long. You just like clench every bit of yourself, and you just
Mhm.
know it's coming, but it's just unavoidable.
Anything with just a narrow object going into the body is just not good. I mean,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah. It's like needles and stuff.
I mean-
fucking nuts.
I'll give you a narrow object going into your
Oh,
body.
all right, that might be good.
Yeah.
He grabs his foot and falls.
Sex jokes.
backward.
Classic comedy.
He falls backwards down the stairs. In like the next room to the kitchen, Harry like opens it up and gets just all this cocking on his face. And
All this cock on his face.
You can't just call it glue covered.
It's cocking.
It's not cocking. Cocking's
Isn't
white.
it? Oh,
Cocking's
Can
like.
be a bunch of different colors.
Can it
Well,
be like?
Yeah.
I thought it was glue.
he has it out
Pretty sure
of
it's
like
glue.
a cocking gun.
Yeah, he's
Well-
got the
We
gun
see
for
him
the
put it
cock,
on.
but he doesn't have the cock.
No cock.
There's no cock.
There's no cock. He's just gluing.
Either way, cock all over his face. He triggers this thing on the ground that like blows all these feathers, and they stick all over
The
him.
classic
because of-
ruse.
Honestly, just embarrassing him at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just toying with his prey.
Marv
Perfect
decides,
sock killer.
fuck the basement, even though you lost like your shoes and socks already to that like thing. But he's like, I'm gonna try the side window, so he opens it up. And this part hurts me. Like he just puts his foot in,
Yeah.
starts stepping on the ornaments, and rather than like, oh, I'll just step over all of them. Which like first off, you should have looked in the window when you were coming in, but then you just like takes the tiniest steps after that, just like crunching all of them.
What's my foot on? Better put more pressure on it.
Yeah.
Actually, this is gonna be my thumbs down moment. I was gonna do
Yeah.
something else, but fuck this. Yeah. He they both kind of make it in, to the bottom of the stairs at the same time. There's mighty machines all over the ground. They poof, poof, hit their
Why the
backs.
hell? Where the hell are your shoes on? Why the hell are you dressed like a chicken?
Yeah. That's a good line.
So I'm just gonna fucking barge in with the fact that they got rid of the mac and cheese and threw a shitty like microwave dinner on the table while like in the kitchen. Like we wouldn't fucking notice. Like it was like a solid, beautiful like mac and cheese on a plate, and then in the next
Really
scene it's
good.
like shitty carrots, like green. It's all greens. It's just vegetables in like a like separated fucking microwave container. And I don't know. That's just I think they were trying to pull a fast one on me, but that mac and
Yeah.
cheese looked bomb, and I
that
want
mac and cheese did look bomb.
and
I want some
that's my
mac and
thumbs
cheese
down
now.
moment. That's some bullshit.
Yeah. So this is the classic scene where they're going up the stairs, and
Classic Home Alone.
I feel like he's like, I'm up here, big horse's ass. But yeah, he has like these paint
Bodies.
buckets, and they're tied to ropes, so they like go down the stairway and just smack him in the face.
If you haven't seen this classic Home Alone scene,
Yeah, honestly.
Then you probably haven't seen the movie.
no, so you shouldn't watch this. Like,
Yeah.
spoiler warning now, as we're
Yeah.
like basically at the end of the movie.
Oh,
From this
spoiler
moment
alert.
Pause
forwards-
where we are now, watch the
Watch the
movie,
movie.
and then come back to this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. So yeah, he pegs them both. Damn.
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 We're just getting so many innuendos in this episode. Oh god. So
He just
he-
pegs them good and hard.
yeah.
You know, Marv loses
Damn.
a tooth, or Harry loses a tooth. Sorry,
Yeah, he loses his gold
Yeah.
tooth.
His gold tooth. They
missing some teeth.
run up the stairs and they trip on this cord right as Kevin's going up into the attic, and Marv just catches his
Knocks him
foot,
unconscious.
and
Fucking idiot.
He's out.
he realizes the tarantula, which has just been lost for a couple days, is up on the stairs. He reaches towards it and just puts
Vibing.
it on Marv's face.
Ballsiest moment.
By far my thumbs down moment of the movie. Anything to do with large spiders, especially crawling over you, just makes me squirm. I hate that shit so much.
Yeah.
So my thumbs down is right after that when they toss the spider and he kind of like lands on his back.
Oh yeah, and he like
Yeah.
creeps back around.
Yeah, I felt so bad for it because
Yeah,
they
right?
actually tossed that spider.
Yeah, like I'm no animal activist or anything, but like he's been doing a good job the whole movie. He's been
Yeah.
doing
I'm,
his
sure,
best.
I'm sure
He's
he's
played
fine.
his role.
I'm sure he's fine. Just
No,
Probably
here's
dead
saying,
now.
Fuck a
but-
spider.
poor guy.
How long do spiders live for?
I don't know, like a year,
They take a little spider.
Mine
Like
only
a
do.
year.
like a year, maybe more.
Like you're saying, yeah, he gets it off him and it flies onto Harry, and then Marv's just like, I'm gonna get it. And he's just like, what are you doing,
doing?
Marv? What are you doing? Just like fucking just slams it on him like several times.
Honestly, the
Break a couple
spider that they
ribs.
have on him too is so
The
fake.
fakest spider.
It is just like not moving. It's just vibing.
static.
Like you could have flicked it off, but instead he's just like, remember all the things you said to me in the van? Don't move.
This part just makes me.
You're scared of the dark now.
This next part just makes me like jealous, where like Kevin like zip lines from his attic to his treehouse. It's like, damn, I wish I had that as a kid. That's fucking.
He
sick.
just gets like bodied when he just reads the other side. He's like, oh, goodness.
Breaks through the door or the
Yeah.
That's it.
Marv and Terry are up at the window where he took the rope, and he's just like, wait, he wants us to like go through the house again. We're gonna outsmart him and crawl across this rope, which like you have a burnt hand at this point. He just wraps it and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. It's like, bruh, that shit gonna hurt. But you just,
like
got,
how,
you just
like,
got
at that point-
branded. Like
I like how at that point too, Marv's the smart one where he's like, I don't think we should do this, and Eric's like, come on, Jacob, let's do it, come on. And he's like, no, bro, like, I don't think we should do it. Come on.
it's like they didn't give Joe Pesci lines to say. Every time he gets hit, he's just like so they're crawling across
Like
it.
so close to swearing, but not quite.
Yes.
Yeah. And Kevin just cuts it, and they like George of the Jungle into the house.
Yeet, poof.
He runs down the treehouse, and he's sprinting away to the to one of the other houses that's already been hit by these guys. And
The water house.
Yeah,
Water
he
house.
goes in
Murphy.
through the back to get into the basement. Oh, is it Murphy?
The Murphy's home.
Oh, so it's
That's where
the-
he calls the police to.
Yeah, but that's the kid that from the
name's
beginning
Murphy.
who's like, hey, is this 4-wheel drive?
Yeah.
His name's
Yeah.
Mitch
The
Murphy.
annoying kid.
You know what? I don't feel bad for his house anymore. Fuck that
Yeah.
kid's house. I'm glad he
Hey,
got
come
destroyed.
on.
You know what?
Annoying
Like,
little shit.
yeah.
Harry goes turbo brain. He's like, why don't we go in through a different door? So they catch him at the top of the stairs, and they're like, oh, you're going to get it now, boy. They like grab him, hang him up, and first thing Harry says, he's like, give me the fingies. I want them. He just puts him in
I
his
need your little
mouth.
fingies.
He's about to chomp him, and Saltman to the rescue comes up behind him. Bah! Bah! Knocks him
Murder.
Kills
Murder's
both.
too
Yeah,
mad.
literally kills both of them.
Yeah. The cops show up, and they catch the wet bandits. And the cop is like, it's real smart of you guys to leave the water on all the houses, because now we know exactly which ones you hit. Yeah, and Marv on the way into the car keeps being like, oh, just remember to tell them we're the wet bandits, that's our thing. And Harry's just like, shut up, man. Like,
Shut up.
Kevin is watching from his own house, them getting arrested at this point. The
They give like a final glare. Like
Yeah.
Harry's like going off in the cab, just staring at this 10-year-old. Like, when I get out of jail, I'm just gonna fucking kill you. Like, I'm not gonna be creative about it. No robbing or nothing. I'm coming for you, and I'm coming for blood. And Kevin's just like, I'll be having a good time. Like,
I know.
Bye,
It just,
have a beautiful time.
just tortured you for like, and then just got you caught and everything.
they're really gonna get pegged now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Kevin's in his house. I like how we were just so quick to just be like, yeah, no, they're getting paid.
They are. Like,
Yep, they get pegged now.
Rhymes with rape.
Kevin's kind of setting up his Christmas. He's sitting there just by the Christmas tree, and he's like, "Wow, this is great. I'm all alone." He goes to sleep,
It's a COVID Christmas.
and what have we done? He wakes up the next morning, goes down. He's like, "Hey, it's Christmas," and looks and just
Mom, did you magically appear out of nowhere? Like, Mom, I don't know how you left, but like, are you here now?
and his family doesn't come home. And
The end. And then he cries himself to sleep.
And they stay in Paris forever because they hate Kevin. The end.
Yeah.
And that's Home Alone.
Marv actually snuck out of prison that night and showed up to Kevin's house, rang the doorbell. He thought it was his mother, and bang, dead to Kevin. That's it. No more movies.
Harry showed up above Kevin's bed, and he said, "You know what? This isn't good enough. I could kill you right now." But instead, he
first,
just
give me
left
them
his
thingies.
house. He went and tracked down all of the members of Kevin's family and killed them first so they couldn't come home for Christmas.
Listen here, you little shit. If you ever show up in New York, you're dead. Little do we know, accidentally shows up in New York. Like, what
are
a
the
coincidence.
odds? Serendipity. But yeah, the mom shows up. They share a sweet moment.
The amount of like instant forgiveness that they had. She walks in, she's like, "Sorry," and he's just like,
Sorry.
all right, welcome in. Like,
Oh, she's like, I'm sorry. And he's just like,
nah.
come on.
Hey,
Yeah.
bitch, you're gonna not be hearing about this for the rest of your life. I got this shit on lock. Like, if I ever get in trouble, I'm sorry. That's my get out of jail free card.
This was gonna be my thumbs down moment. Just the fact that she only got home about 30 seconds before the rest of the family did, that were just
Yeah.
patient and waited for their flight.
Right.
Yeah, and she had to fucking ride in a van and
Yeah, and give away like her jewelry. And,
Yeah.
To be fair, she got the best experience out of it.
She did. She,
Yeah.
got to ride,
She
she
has
got to
story.
ride with the Polka King, man.
She has a
Like,
story.
that's...
That's
She got to ride the Poke King.
Oh, yeah.
no.
Oh, let's go.
Wait, now, do you think that like redeems her as a mother, or is she still a
Literally.
sack of shit?
She's still a bad mother.
I still think she's a sack of shit.
Is Polka King the band?
well, it's not really her fault in the end. Like she lied on her daughter to just say that they're all counted.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
And
she's
they
a
were
mother.
rushing to the.
I mean,
the
that's
pilot.
pretty
They were rushing to
irresponsible
the
as a parent
plane.
in the
Yeah.
first place.
You should be able to delegate as a parent.
Yeah.
You can't do everything. There's too many kids.
I mean, what is a good parent?
Don't have
Parents
that
used
many
to-
kids.
Yeah, parents used to use their kids as for slave work, really. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no good parents.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as good parents.
Na, na, na,
Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy New Year.
And that's the lesson this year.
So Kevin looks out the window. He sees the
There may not be
Salt
a next
Man.
episode.
His family's there with the little granddaughter, the redheaded granddaughter, and they're hugging. They're having Christmas together.
He gives him that look of like, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck your granddaughter. I'm sorry, bud, but like, you introduced us."
The dad finds the golden tooth that got knocked out of Harry's mouth, and on the last shot of Kevin looking out the window, we hear Buzz, and he's like, "Kevin, what did you do to my room?" And it's like, "Yeah, Buzz, you kind of got fucked over."
Yeah, how is he gonna explain to his parents? They're like, "Oh, what'd you do when you were gone?" He's like, "Oh, chilled around."
Just
As they
hang-
go
just
downstairs,
hung
there's
around.
mail, there's tar. It's probably blood residue from like the
shoes
fucked up
and
people.
socks.
Just
like
dents in the
fire
floor
burns.
from people falling down. Like,
The only thing
police,
he
like,
cleaned
coming
up was
back
the
later
micro
to-
machines. That's it.
Yeah, maybe he cleaned everything up.
I don't know. You can't get tar out of like
Yeah.
flooring like that though. He's just down there like all night with a scraper, blood all over his t-shirt, like just trying to like clean up the house.
Yeah, it must have been traumatizing for the poor boy. Like fuck.
He should be like an alternative timeline where he kills them and then feeds them to the furnace.
No, he does. He gets them later. It's called Jigsaw.
So,
Yeah, what the fuck does the furnace have to do with this whole movie when he doesn't like use it for anything?
It's just like
It's
a scary thing.
scary.
Like it scares him as a kid.
Ooh.
And it shows that he matured because it didn't scare him the next day.
Yeah.
It's like the piano from Mario.
Shows the
Still
inner
scares-
breaking of a man.
I have chosen. I am going to throw it to Josh.
Let's go.
What did you think about this movie?
It's a classic. It really is.
Classic.
I've seen this movie way too many times. So like I was just contemplating not even watching it and just like going off of the top of my head, but I had to rewatch it. It's a
Yeah.
good movie.
I was like, because it is going to be a COVID Christmas this year. I will be staying home for Christmas, not going to go see our family. And I was just kind of bummed about that. And this was like the first thing that I just like was put me in the Christmas mood.
Yeah,
And I was
put
like,
me
you
in
know
the
what?
mood.
I'm going to have a good Christmas.
Yeah,
But,
fuck you, COVID. I'm having a good Christmas.
yeah, pretty much. Joe, what about you?
I love it. It was awesome.
I love it.
I love it.
Great.
That's all.
Noah?
That's all.
Well, I never watched it before, like fully, I guess. Just seen some of the scenes and stuff, and like, I don't know, it's pretty good. It was a Christmas movie that wasn't so in your fucking face Christmas, which is every Christmas movie, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
This one, like, it didn't revolve around that at all. It was like Christmas could have been a non-factor. He's just home alone. They're going on a trip, so I really like that.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like all the best Christmas movies are just like set during Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just not making it about it.
Die Hard.
I heard.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I have seen front to back, so.
Me neither.
Okay,
Blasphemous.
time.
Dane, what'd you think?
It's always enjoyable to see it. Like you said, puts you in a good Christmas mood. It's always lots of good laughs, good for the whole family.
Marcel?
That whole
The
thing.
whole family.
Honestly, like, I loved how we like kind of watched it today again, because like I haven't seen the first one in so long. I usually just like watch the second one because it's always on TV. So like the fact that Noah hasn't seen it before and I got to watch it with someone who hasn't seen it before, and then like you guys joined like at the
Mhm.
best part. Honestly, like it's just a fun movie. Like
Yeah.
you can tear it apart, you can love it. It's got a good like message at the end of it. It's heartwarming. It's got
Yeah.
everything
Good
you need.
score.
Wholesome.
You
best
guys,
score.
Home Alone or Home Alone 2 people?
Home Alone 2. I'm sorry. They like how they do the paint cans again.
It
They
is.
miss, and then they just throw a fucking like wad of metal down the stairs, and that's unbeatable.
Tim Curry, Rob Snyder,
Donald Trump.
Trump.
I'm sorry, but the fact that he uses a voice recorder in the
That
sequel,
part
and then
is
like,
sick, yeah.
I'm sorry, but Jigsaw Killer also uses a voice recorder. I'm just saying, it's all connected. Home Alone is the the prequel to all of the
Made the
Jigsaw
song.
movies.
He just murders them with bricks.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is now, I think, time.
The
For
Wheel of
celebration.
Wow.
No,
Are we doing
for-
our celebration of thumbs?
The
yeah,
thumbs
our
of
ceremony
mythicality.
Of thumbs.
Nobody explained this to me.
Okay, so
So we give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
yeah, you have to basically thumbs up. What I say is that it is you would recommend it for people to watch. Thumbs down is that you can skip it. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. I mean,
Obviously.
Unanimous thumbs
Whoa.
Obviously, everybody should see it. It's a Christmas classic.
yeah, no, you can't go wrong. Like, it's not even like a movie I get tired of like
No.
seeing a bunch of times. Like, I'm tired of watching Elf. I've seen that movie so many fucking times. I'm just gonna say it. All right, so I'll go
You're
over-
welcome for not suggesting it like I was going to.
Thank God.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over the wheel things one more time, but first I just like to say to our audience, thank you for watching and sticking through. Please leave a like and a subscribe if you like what we're doing here and want to see more stuff like this. Hit that notification bell if you want to get notified when we come up with new videos, and leave a comment with any critiques or anything that you think we should do different. Maybe any wheels or any movies we should put on the wheel. Yeah. So our movies are Black Christmas, which is Noah's movie, Christmas Break-In, which is Joe's movie, Die Hard, which is Marcel's movie, The Night Before, which is mine, Daddy's Home 2, which is Dayne's, and Scrooge,
I can't do
which
that.
is Josh's. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Here we go. Should I move it closer?
Just leave it there and tell us what goes on.
Okay.
Ooh, wow!
Black Christmas.
Ooh.
2 in a row, huh?
Black
In a row.
Christmas. It's not what you think it's about.
Black Christmas. I shit it and farted.
But the very next day, I pooped, then I came.
Ooh.
Came to
Wait, are you
Okay.
guys doing the original or the remake?
1974.
74. Damn.
It's a
Okay.
classic. It's so good.
Oh, we
All
have
That's
right.
seen
like
the
Star
original?
Wars old.
So,
Okay.
yeah, next week we will be reviewing.
Well, it was
Black
Josh's
Christmas.
movie. Shouldn't we
What?
go
When
back?
are
That's
we
right.
reviewing her? Is it after Christmas?
Yeah, it'll be after
Yes.
Christmas.
Okay, good.
So probably the next week after. So we will not be spinning the wheel next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Fuck you guys.
Sorry
Well-
for the disappointment, everyone.
Until next week, we have been No Thumbs Up. Thanks for watching.
Bitch.